These are about the best bases in UFC and which one would help you and benefit you the most if you want to be a UFC fighter. Now let's start off with the first one, autism, right? Autism, there's a lot of fighters with it. Gene Silva, Arnold Allen, me, I forgot who else. But there's a lot of fighters. Marvin Vittori, there's a lot of fighters with autism, or at least showing signs of it. Now, how far is that going to take you into the UFC? It probably is going to take you very far. Look, autism is kind of like a good part of being autistic is the hyperfixation on one thing. And Mikey Musumeci talks about it a lot. You want to kind of have that hyperfixation into something like jiu-jitsu because there's a lot of little intricacies that you kind of need to be amazing at it, right? So when you're autistic and you have kind of like that hyperfixation in this only one hobby, and hopefully it's not trains or Legos or rocks or like whatever else, right? Hopefully that autism kind of spurs and blooms into this one beautiful thing that's called mixed martial arts. And if you have that little gene of autism, that little bit of spectrumness that's gonna take you far, it will take you far in the UFC. I'm putting autism A tier. If you look at a lot of autistic people in the UFC, they're all ranking. Again, Arnold Allen, one of the best fighters out there. He just lost to Gene Silva, another autistic person, a guy who barks at people because he that's his autism, man. But you kind of need it. You definitely need it, right? Next one, you can't see it down here. Let's talk about religion. Now, I don't want to talk about religion, but if you're a religious person, like Benil Dariush, like I can't think of anybody else. Benil Dariush, who else? Islam Makhachev. I know this one's a cross, but look, there's a lot of religions in the UFC, and if you believe in a higher spirit, you're willing to fight for them and you're willing to suffer for them. I think Nikki MMA made a video about religion and the UFC and the fighters, and he there was a study about people being able to withhold and suffer more for a god because it's for their god. It's not just for them. So when you're able to fight for a person, a being, a greater cause, is that going to take you far in the UFC? I think it will. Again, you're fighting for Allah. One above all, it all comes in God's plan. Even when who lost? It was Magomed Ankalaev. When he lost, he could have coped, but instead he said, "Nah, God has a bigger plan for me. This is just a part of his story." And sure, like I great, that works, amazing, cool. I think it's gonna take you far. I think religion is good. Now, being an alcoholic. The only people I could think of being an alcoholic is Conor McGregor and Alex Pereira. And if it just goes based off those two, boys S tier. But in reality, I think there's also people. Who else? Taito Avasa. Right. Taito Avasa, I think, owns alcohol distillery, something like that, like the West something. And, oh, man, look, alcohol is not going to take you far in this sport. Maybe hard liquor over beer, but I cannot see you, maybe to calm down, but besides that, I guess a little bit of wine for Ilia Topuria, but I don't think being an alcoholic is gonna take you far into the sport. I know something else. Weed to help Mighty Mouse, like gummies to help Mighty Mouse. Maybe I should have had it here. I do not have weed. Damn. I'm putting beer at C tier. I just can't see a world where anybody really says, "Oh, you want to get better at boxing? Yeah, drink alcohol." Even though the Thailand's people do it, but they're a special breed. They're different. Next one. Tough upbringing, right? Being abused as a child, we see it from people like Sean Strickland, like who else? Henry Cejudo. Nah, just I think just having a tough childhood. Henry Cejudo wasn't out in the Olympics and Beijing Olympics, and Song Yadong was out there selling like merch in front of the Olympic Stadium, right? I think this is gonna take you far. I think you need to find like kind of like that. I think it's S tier. I'm willing to put an S tier because when you're a kid, maybe I'll move autism up S tier also. Autism because you're gonna happy fix it. I think it's just more rare. But having kind of like that sad backstory that is gonna like, if you're at home and you're getting beat up, you don't want to be at home. Might as well just go to like learn jiu-jitsu. Isn't that where the Nate brothers came from? Where they're like, yo, let's find some food. I'm hungry. All the jiu-jitsu places giving out like burritos or whatever like that if you come and train. And then they train, and then that changed their life. I feel like this is a good outlet, a good way to express yourself, your anger, and mixed martial arts. And if you have kind of like that baggage in you, that kind of like that resentment inside you internally, I think it has a chance to take you far in the sport. Next one, white trash. We're talking about Sean Strickland with the upbringing. Let's talk about being white trash. I don't know. D tier, like what is white trash? How far is white trash gonna take you? Like you can't get good equipment. You're gonna have to be like, I forgot that UFC fighter's name, the old school one who used to train out of the barn and shit like that. Wrote a book and has a twin. I forgot his name. But I can't. Like again, beer and white trash go hand in hand. I cannot see either one of them really taking you far. Um, Next one, being a YN. Hey, I'm gonna put both of these here. I'm gonna put beer one down. Being a YN, being white trash are damn near the same thing right now. YNs are failing in the UFC, and I don't mean to be rude or racist or anything like that. But being a YN is the meta of it. The meta just dropped. The KD ratio for YNs are just out the fucking sport. You do not see that much anymore. Like Jamal Hill, like it used to be cool, he used to be good. He broke his Achilles heel, returned. Now he's not. He's not anymore. Even people like what's his name? Not Terrence McKinney. He's not winning. I don't think he won his last one, right? Like it's just not. It's just not part of the medal no more. It's not good. Next one, wrestling. Look, wrestling. Another thing that's been falling off. Wrestling has just been looking bad and worse and worse. We just had Torres Finney just fail to take a takedown on the other guy, right? I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. But wrestling has just been. At one point, it was an S tier. At one point, if there was like when it was specialists, when it was like a kickboxer, like a Muay Thai guy, a jiu-jitsu guy, the wrestling one would dominate. Like the wrestling one would be one of the best ones. It was S tier, and then somewhere along the way, it became A tier. A tier, where you kind of can't just wrestle anymore. Like that was kind of DC's thing, where he had to really set up that wrestling sequence with some strikes. And nowadays, you kind of can't even do that. Like people, it is just so plotted and planned out, where you need to be way more than just a wrestler. You know, Tatiana Suarez came in trying to wrestle Yang Wei Li and just got after round one, she has no progression. You know, Torres Finney tried to wrestle, I forgot the guy's name, just had no progression, nowhere. Like it was not enough. It's just not enough. People are just so good, and all you really need to do is know defense, know how to make people scared of your wrestling, to wrestle with knees down the middle, you know, like uppercuts and stuff like that, having hands down, where it just doesn't take you as far as it used to. Autism is going to take you way further than wrestling ever will. Also, wrestlers, weak to the body. Bo Nickel, weak to the body. DC, weak to the body. You know, it's kind of interesting. Next one, being a lesbian. S tier. If you are a lesbian in the UFC, you're almost damn guaranteed to win. And I'm not talking about just a lesbian. I'm talking about a butchy Brazilian lesbian. You know, you look like Amanda Nunes, all these Brazilian. I forgot the other ones. There's so much butchiness in the UFC in the women's division. And if you're a lesbian, if you like other women, it almost doubles the chances of you winning. The likability. You have to look like a man. You have to be like what they call studs. They just have it's the meta. I don't know what else to tell you. It's the meta. If you're a woman and you're lesbian and you're butchy and you're strong and you built like me, go to the UFC. You probably have a high chance of winning. I don't know how else to put it, man. Amanda Nunes the GOAT. Right? One of the GOATs. She has, she out there, rock, paper, scissors, and she only has one move. She always throw out the same hand, man. Look, next thing, right? Being a drug addict, a hardcore druggie, Terrence McKinney out here like overdosing on the streets, right? Being a past like a recovering addict, I got this man out here. I chose the guy doing that fentanyl flop, but he's falling off, man. You can't go far being. I guess you can't be far. You can't go far. You can't go far for sure. It's definitely not as good as wrestling. It's down here with the YNs and white trash. Who would go further into the UFC? The guy who just got off fentanyl, or the white trash out the bayous, or the YN out the O block? I think it should be like that. Who goes further, white trash or YNs? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. Next one, being gay. It's interesting because at one point it really didn't mean much, but now you have like the GOAT of UFC, John Jones, one of the GOATs of UFC, John Jones, coming out, trying to finger another man in a comedy club, looking out for homos in his car while he's drunk in Vegas. And then you have Payne Talbot, you have Jordan Levitt, you have just a lot more. And you know what? They're looking good. They're fighting. They're proving themselves, man. And I'm telling you, the more and more the UFC becomes more popular, the more we're gonna see more people, come out with this flag. And that's fine. We got to get used to that. But for now, I think being gay and being a wrestler is going to take you as far. The exact same distance is going to take you the exact same distance. Next one, jiu-jitsu. This one could have been also gay, but I'm jiu-jitsu. You might as well be a YN if you're studying jiu-jitsu. We just saw jiu-jitsu master black belt Jailton Almeida just absolutely do nothing against Volkov. Do absolutely nothing against Kiev? I forgot his name. I'm so bad with names. Jesus Christ. It's not gonna take you anywhere. Bryce Mitchell knocked out the Gracie, bro. Cause it's like, what are you like? All right, bro, cool. Like, get in your bag, spread your legs. I'm not gonna hop in there. I know your attacks. You're gonna go for my heels, like a foot fetish, like you got a foot fetish, man. I'm not gonna let you suck on my toe kernels. Like, look, get off, bro. Like, at this point, it's a thing that's been solved. If you just have jiu-jitsu, it's not gonna take you anywhere in the USA anymore, right? Next one, I have no idea what this is. Oh, this was poverty, and this was being child abuse. Child abuse, yeah, you could go up there. Being poverty, I guess you gotta leave you there. Next one, I have no idea what this is. Oh, inbred. This is inbred. Inbred's S tier. Look, MMA Guru always talks about it. And you know what? I do not know enough to agree or disagree with him. But I just keep seeing it in the sport, man. The gingers, the inbreds, I can't name names, but like, there has to be something genetically proven that these people are just like better than us. I say us because I don't think I'm inbred. Maybe I look inbred, but I'm not inbred, right? Hopefully. But there just has to be like, the grip strength is just so much better. The back muscles are just so much better. This video is gonna get so demonetized and so much thumbs down. Jesus Christ, I do not know what I'm talking about. Why are you listening to me? Look, like and subscribe if you made it this far. If you would change this, let me know how. Where would wrestling go? I feel like I might have put it a little too low, but it's definitely not winning anymore. Are you a YN and you feel disrespected? Should you be an S tier? Let me know down below. Besides that, like and subscribe. I've been your host, Bree. Enjoy your day. Bye.